sports podcast network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.
Welcome back, episode 70, Scoreboard Addicts podcast. Special guest Anthony the Rook is on with the boys.
Thanks for joining us there, Rook.
I deserve that.
Got him.
Got him back on the air.
Yeah,
he's back.
In living color.
It's good to
Nick
be
in
back.
a different location.
So, you know, we had a little hiatus for a minute, and we were retooling. We were coming up with some good ideas. You know, the good idea fairy ran rampant with us, and we decided to come strong, and say, hey, listen, we're gonna do something a little bit different.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you guys decided to add a third person, me. Thank you.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was like, hey, we're gonna just throw caution to the wind and just bring a new guy in, you know.
Bring in a third person. That'd be great.
It's wild.
It's crazy stuff.
We do have a lot to go through. We're going to try to go through as quickly and as speedily as possible so that you can get the best bang for your Scoreboard Addicts buck.
Definitely.
Wait, you're getting paid? We're getting bucks?
That was like a Zangief in Street Fighter. You think of course he's the bad guy. You think he paid me all that money to be the good guy? You got paid? That guy played Latimer in the program.
He did.
Oh, shit. Wow. I didn't make that connection until just then.
It's actually the Marine Corps' birthday. So special birthday. Happy birthday to all the jarheads out there. It's not really their birthday because you can't get established and then disbanded for 15 years and then try to come back and use the same birthday. It doesn't work that way. But you know what?
Why not? It's like when you go on a break with a girlfriend and then you get married and you're like, oh, when did you guys get together? You just always use the first date.
No, you can't get married, then get divorced for 15 years. They get back together and then ask them, like, how long you guys been together? 20 years. No, for 15 years, you were divorced. What are you talking about?
No, yeah, it all counts.
No, it doesn't. No,
Yes, it does.
Get out of here.
If you get remarried, all the random tail you got in between doesn't matter.
November 10th, 1775, in a gay bar in Philadelphia, the United States Marine Corps was founded.
That Ton Tavern or something like that?
Yeah. That was the name of the guy that ran it.
Listen, Pennsylvania's having a rough week, all right? They lose the World Series. They vote in a dead guy, and then they vote in the fucking monster from Goonies.
They lost the
too. And they lost the championship.
They lost the soccer championship too, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's not a real sport.
You know, it's real to me, damn it. It's real to me.
Listen, what did they lose in front of a crowd of 12?
Those 6 guys were really pissed off.
Those 6 fans are really mad about it.
The other 6 thought they were going to a different event.
Oh, yeah, bro. I heard they thought they were going to like Disney on Ice or some shit. They're pretty pumped.
I have our special guest. She's floating around behind me.
Ghost?
She's trying not to get in the shop behind me. There she goes.
There she is.
Sorry. You know what happened to those 6 other guys? They had a choice between WNBA tickets or MLS tickets. They took that.
Oh my god, I'd rather go to jail.
You ever see the viral clip that the guy was giving out WNBA tickets for $5, and he's like, "What would you prefer?" And they're like, "They're $5." Like it's not a lot of money, but they're like, "I'd like just have $5."
You realize the WNBA ticket is worth $10, right? I'll take the $5.
Legitimately.
Give me the $5.
Like legitimately, what would be your number to get paid to go sit through an entire WNBA game? It would have to be a few $100. Make me leave my house and sit through that. Like it'd have to be I'd rather go sit through a night with Kathy Griffin. I think.
I don't think I would even like if I had to leave my house. Like that doesn't even sound like an option.
Sounds terrible.
Like I'm not leaving my house.
You have to pay me like $200 to watch an entire game from the comfort of my own home, let alone leave my house to go somewhere.
You would have to give me some good money to stay home and watch a game, and like not change the channel or get up and leave.
I'll do it for $200, sit around and just watch it. But to go to a game, you gotta give
Wait,
me
hold on. Are you watching it by yourself?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's even worse.
You can check the phone.
That's even worse. And you know what? Anybody sitting there right now listening to us thinking like, oh my God, these guys are so misogynistic. It's like, no, dude, I will watch college girls softball any day of the week. I'll watch women's curling. I'll watch almost any Olympic event with women in it.
Softball. I watch women's soccer.
Dude, women's soccer doesn't do it for me. Soccer doesn't do it for me. No, yeah, I agree. Basketball is a terrible sport, but add in like no dunking and no defense and like little short arc shots. It's like, I'm good.
I will say this, TJ, in our defense, if anyone wants to say anything about us being misogynistic, you name 3 WNBA teams, and then you could call us misogynistic because you can't do it either. You can't
name 5 players in all of the WNBA. 5 current players.
Yeah, that's it.
And it can't be the one that got arrested and sent to Russia or arrested in Russia for being dumb.
She's been playing in Russia for like 3 years. It can't be.
Yeah, she's not even in the WNBA. All right, let's move it along.
No, this is good. Like I just bashing the WNBA right now. It's awesome. Like let's name things that are better than the WNBA. I think we have 12 hours.
Getting kicked in the nuts.
No, I wouldn't say getting.
Dude, listen. I watch the LPGA tour all the time. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah,
I enjoy watching sports where like women are vastly better than me in the sport, and it's like, okay, I'm impressed. Like I don't want to watch something that's like, yeah, okay, I've seen better pickup games of basketball in the schoolyard near my house, and those are white kids. They're awful. Nobody can dunk.
That's fun.
Let's move it on. Let's talk about your New York Jets. Talk a little New York football.
Oh, baby.
Giants. Jets with a huge win over the Bills.
Massive win.
Proved to 6-3. And they're 2-1 in the division.
2-1 in the division.
And the Bills are 0-2. Bills are 6-2. And Josh Allen, I don't think has been ruled if he's out yet or no. Like what happened with that UCL?
He's probably out. He hasn't practiced all week.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, break it down, guys. Jets game. What'd you like? What you didn't like?
There wasn't much I didn't like.
So, I mean, I think Zach Wilson started a little slow, a couple bad passes, but then I think they turned it on. I think they did what they had to do to win. The loss to the friggin' Pats was a joke because he played the game that everybody on Twitter wanted to see him play. Throw the ball all over the place. And hey, guess what happened? They lost. I couldn't care less if the guy rolled out and threw 5-yard passes and didn't throw for more than 78 yards and 12 completions, but they win the game because they run the ball nonstop and move the chains and dominate, time of possession. And people on Twitter are like, how can you be a Jet fan and see everything we've seen? I mean, in my lifetime, your lifetime, Nick, as a Jet fan, and then try to criticize and critique a win. Like, what is wrong with you?
Is because people like fantasy football more than they like real football.
Yeah, it's got to be. Don't get me wrong. Is it exciting when a quarterback throws for 350 yards and 5 touchdowns? Absolutely. Really exciting stuff. You know what else is exciting? Winning. It's better than anything. I couldn't care if they won 2-0 with a safety.
Well,
to win.
That's what everybody wanted, though, right? Like everybody wanted Zach to throw for 350 and 2 touchdowns and lose. Like everybody said that. Like, oh well, we have to know what we have. I know he can throw yards. I know he can. I know he can throw the ball as over the mountains over there. I know it, but why do I care if we lose the game?
Right.
It's like everybody wants him to be like Justin Fields and doing dynamic thing in losses. And by the way, I've seen a lot of love for Justin Fields. He still hasn't proven that he's a quarterback. Like last time I checked, quarterbacks throw the football. He does not. And everybody wants to sit there and make excuses about his the rest of his supporting cast being not good. But before the season started, everything I heard was that Mooney was better than everybody on the Jets and that the Jets were trash and the Bears were going to be good and that the Bears suck. Okay. And that includes Justin Fields. He's having a very Tim Tebow season, right? He's running the ball all over the place. He's not throwing for very many yards. He's definitely not the reason his team is winning because they're not winning.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't understand why everybody has this love. It's like the media wants this kid to be great, and I cannot wait for the Jets to play the Bears and expose him for the fraud that he is, because he's going to get mollywopped playing with the Jets.
It's hilarious how they'll absolutely just run down Zach Wilson and try to find holes in his game, being a second-year quarterback and playing on a brand new team essentially of rookies, and they're winning, and they want to try to pick apart every little detail that he doesn't do well, but they'll always just, kowtow to friggin' Fields and blow smoke up the guy's ass. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get the love. I don't get the amazement and the prestige they put on this guy. It's irritating. And I think the only thing more irritating right now in sports media is how many times are you going to ask the Jets or Zach Wilson about Elijah Moore? The guy decided not to be on the team essentially, and they're winning without him. You're going to get Elijah Moore the ball? What's Elijah Moore's role going to be? I hope his role is go get me water. I need a towel. You decided to take yourself off this team, dude. You decided to care more about what's going on in your, realm of existence and your self-centered universe instead of focusing on, hey, I don't care how many times I get the ball. Do I want to get the ball? Absolutely. When I do get the ball, I want to, make some explosive play. But as long as we keep winning, who gives a shit? Stop asking me questions about how many times I get the ball. That's the right answer.
That's 100% the right answer. And I think Michael Carter said it the other day, and maybe he was taking a shot at Elijah Moore. I don't know. But he said something along the lines of, nobody cares what, who's getting what or who's shining where. We're winning, and that's all that matters. And I thought that was eye-opening when he said that. Like, he said that, I was like, oh, was that a shot at Elijah Moore? Because it kind of felt like it was a little bit, the guys that he goes, basically, like, the guys that are playing, nobody cares about whether or not we put up those points. Like, who puts up the points as long as the points get put up.
Yeah, right. The Jets are having a great season. They're doing things that nobody expected them to do. In week 9, they're over the over-under. What was it, 5.5?
Yeah,
for the year. Was their win over-under in what, half the season? A little more than half the season, they went over. I mean, they are beyond expectation at this point. And all anybody wants to do is focus on nonsense with Zach Wilson and fucking the Elijah Moore issue. It sucks that the trade deadline is long past, because I'd be fine with getting rid of him. Yeah, give us a first round pick. Take him. Bye.
No, I wouldn't even get rid of him. I wouldn't get rid of him because I don't like the precedent it sends where it's like, oh, you're unhappy, just cry and be a pain in the ass, and you get what you want. Me personally, I honestly just kind of hope like either he becomes an asset to the team or they drive his career into the ground to the point where he can't make any money.
But that's not beneficial to the team. If they purposely drive his career to the ground, it's not beneficial for the team at all. Dude, when you stumble upon cancer, you cut it out and get rid of it right away. End of story.
No, it is beneficial to the team. It's beneficial to the guys that are playing. It shows the guys that are on the team could conduct who I'm really proud of right now? Denzel Mims.
Yeah.
Denzel Mims, he did the same thing that Elijah Moore did.
And he was on the outs.
They're like, you're gonna be here, but we're gonna treat you like dog shit.
Yeah, nobody wanted him. They tried to move him in the offseason.
Be a better teammate.
Yeah, they tried to move him in the offseason. Nobody wanted him. And now he's stuck on the team. And I think that might have been the wake-up call for him. Like, dude, you have no value other than right here, right now. So why don't you prove that there's value to your name?
I think right now nobody wanted him. I think they weren't going to wow the Jets with, what they thought they should get for him. If he was a second-round pick, the Jets probably wanted a second-round pick back. And they were like, yeah, no, you're not getting a second-round pick because he hasn't played. Or at least
but what message does that send you? That sends you the message of you're not living up to your potential, not even a little bit.
Right.
So that should be a wake-up call, and good on him for, being part of this team and doing what he needs to do. And when he gets in the game, trying to make the best of it, because that's all you're really expected to do as a player.
Yeah.
Go out there and give 110% and try to help your team win. Try to help your team, even a little thing.
The wild thing with Mims didn't have a breakout game last week. He didn't.
No.
He made the plays he needed to make. And then on top
But he was in the mix.
On top of that, he made one big catch. And on that big catch, Garrett Wilson was open. And Zach Wilson, drives a ball into Denzel Mims' chest for a first down.
In tight coverage.
In very tight coverage, he gets open. He's big bodied. You know, the big body guy usually wins that.
Yeah, but I'm saying he put the ball where it needed to be. There was one spot that ball could have went for completion, and he put it right on the. And it was like it wasn't a 5-yard pass. It was about an 18, 20-yard pass.
But he gets it there, and Garrett Wilson is so excited that he caught that ball that they're both throwing down a first down little celebration.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's how you celebrate with your teammates. And you saw that earlier this season when the Jets were coming back against the Browns. You saw Elijah Moore looking very like he didn't give a shit. And you saw Garrett Wilson looking super pumped up.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That's the difference. And honestly, I do think that Elijah Moore can learn something from this. He could end up like Mims, redeeming himself and becoming a productive member of the team.
I hope so.
You know, he has to eat large, copious amounts of humble pie. The thing that I think is really kind of crazy with the NFL overall is that everybody keeps going crazy about Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson, you know, but he has to throw for 350 yards, blah, 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 blah. You know, casually, I look at the stats every week for the NFL. And I'm looking at last week's stats right now as we're chatting. And I think I have 2 more games to look at. But up to this point, only 2 quarterbacks have thrown over 300 yards as of last week. And again, I have 2 more games to check. And of those 2 quarterbacks, 1 lost. So, you know, some guys got close. 280. Tom Brady threw for 280. But just because you're throwing for 300 yards does not mean you're winning a football game.
Right.
It does not mean you're throwing. Again, Zach threw for 350 and 2 touchdowns a week ago. Lost the football game.
Yeah. What do you have? 2 interceptions?
Yeah. 3 interceptions.
Dude, I mean, look at the season that Tom Brady's having. Most of his points are coming off field goals.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really throwing touchdowns at all.
Not at all. Very anemic.
It's across the league, though. Everybody's down. The only guys that are throwing for 300 yards week in and week out are like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, ironically enough, though he did not throw for 300 yards last week. And he probably won't be throwing for any yards this week. But Patrick Mahomes threw for 300 yards last week. Aaron Rodgers threw for 300 yards in a loss to the Lions. And Tua Tagovailoa threw for 302 yards last week in a really pitiful game by his defense.
Right.
I honestly, that game was awful, absolutely dreadful.
I wanted to make a point about that, Justin Fields, before you said that. What did he throw at all? He threw for 123 yards, but he rushed for 178, and he had 15 carries, and that was the most of the Bears. He out-carried the running backs. It's like,
yeah, I mean, listen,
unbelievable.
It's Tim Tebow. Right? If you run a draw every play, listen, you put 8 in the box and don't let him get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put 8 in the box, don't let him get out, and that's it. I mean, what I don't understand what the Dolphins defense was doing. Put 8 in the box. He's not going to throw it to anybody because he hasn't proven that he should be a worrisome as a threat to throw.
Yeah.
And I guess in the long and short of it, for the Dolphins at least, is that their cornerbacks and their safeties aren't that good.
One point about the Jets was that think about the last 2 games, the Jets gave up 22 points and 17 points. And with the Patriots game, it's a very winnable game. Zach obviously didn't play that well, but the Jets defense is pretty legit. I think you guys have a very good defense. And it's you had 6 wins already. I mean, you're looking at hopefully a playoff spot. You're hoping you get to at least 10, 11 wins. You have a little weak schedule coming up. So I think that's positive for the Jets. Think about it. You get into the postseason and you have a really hot defense. That's huge. Like you guys took Josh Allen and held him to 17 points. I know he got hurt some part in that game, but
he got hurt on the second or the third to last play.
Yeah. Oh, is that when he got hurt?
It was the third to last play. So it was under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, and he's trying to make a drive. He got called. He had a nice pass. It got brought back for holding.
Yeah.
And then on the very next play, he got hit before he threw the ball, fumbled it on the hit.
Yeah.
And then I think they ran 2 more plays. One where he short armed it and it made it like 10 feet out of his hand and like bounced into the receiver. And then the very next one, he threw like a 60-yard bomb that Sauce Gardner knocked down to end the game.
Yeah. And then think about it, your team is very young too. So it's like if they build on this, you have a very young core. You could be looking at 10-win seasons for the next couple of years. Would be really good for the Jets.
Well, Sauce Gardner just won his 3rd Rookie of the Week belt. Not that it means anything because that's voted on by the fans and Jets Twitter is undefeated. But the worst thing about this week for Jets fans is that neither Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, or Jermaine Johnson can win Rookie of the Week this week because we're on a bye.
Yeah, right.
And speaking of buys, the Giants were on a bye last week. Let's talk some Giants football.
Yeah, so New York Giants taking on the Houston Texans. We lost Xavier McKinney because he went on a sightseeing tour, ATV sightseeing tour, broke his hand, had surgery done. So very strange.
You would think these guys wouldn't do shit like this during the season, right?
Yeah.
I have no problem giving people passes for normal everyday life. Like people were pissed off at Jabba Chamberlain when he broke his ankle playing on a trampoline with his kids, but that's what you do when you're home. You play with your kids. Like your home time is just as important as your career, if not more important than your career. And it's totally you get a pass if you're doing something normal. Like you accidentally close your hand in a door or something like that on your way to go to the supermarket or somewhere. You know what I mean? But like doing and while it's not inherently dangerous, an ATV tour, doing like typical touristy stuff, it's like you would think like maybe we don't do this until the end of the season. Like
when was the last time you rode an ATV? T?
Yeah.
So it's not that normal. Cool.
Probably a couple years ago on a vacation in PA.
So it's not that normal. Cool.
It is normal to do if you're in a place where that's what you do. Like, I mean,
he was in Cancun. That is not a thing that you do in Cancun.
There it is.
People do that though. That's like
just because people do it doesn't mean that's the thing to do.
No, dude, like every time I go,
let's race some ATVs right now.
No, not even that, dude. Every time I go on a cruise,
they were doing a sightseeing tour.
How do you break your hand not racing with an ATV?
Easy, no coordination. I don't know. Freaking doesn't know how.
He's an NFL football player, no coordination. Are we serious right now,
dude? There's plenty of pro athletes that don't have coordination. We've seen it.
I don't feel like that's like hand-eye coordination is kind of what is predicated on being an athlete.
You don't need hand-eye coordination. Yeah. You need full body coordination when you're riding an off-road vehicle like that.
Fairly certain that he's one of those people that went to the combine and like, wow, his body control is fucking incredible.
Well,
anyway. I don't know, man. I mean, not to throw salt in old wounds, but you're a pretty good athlete in your day, and you fell off your motorcycle multiple times.
Yeah, because of the conditions I was riding in weren't good.
Just saying, it happens.
You're
a fairly coordinated person.
Falling off a 4-wheeled item ever.
I've seen you fall out of a car drunk.
That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I might have fallen into a car drunk. That car came out of nowhere.
No, I'm just saying, listen, I go on vacation, and if we're in one of those countries where, hey, you want to go sightseeing, you can either pay a shit ton of money and go on tours, or, hey, this dude's renting mopeds for $40 for the day, and you go on your own little tour. I do it all the time. And I've fallen off of mopeds.
Of drunk people in Nashville falling off scooters, okay? Just because it's normal doesn't make it right.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the way to live life.
Anyway, back to the New York Giants. The injuries are starting to pile up. They've obviously had injured to Daniel Bellinger had a freak injury with his eye. You have a couple guard and one of the left. I think Evan Neal got hurt too. I don't know. I believe he's coming back, but it's the injuries are starting to pile up. And this Giants team, they have to be perfect. They don't have a lot of depth. So with them getting injuries, I mean, they lost that game in Seattle. They had Richie James give up two fumbles on 2 punts, which is like brutal, backbreaking. I think the game was tied. I think it was I think it might have been tied at that point, or they were down 20-13, where they at least had a chance to tie, and he fumbled the ball up, and then they ended up losing 27-13. So it's one of those things. It's like whatever. We're happy though. Giants are 6-2, head into their bye week. It sucks to lose Xavier McKinney. Hopefully, someone steps up. Next man up type of mentality, and they could overcome it as they have been kind of overcoming it. Offensive line, it was like a patchwork offensive line against Seattle, and they played pretty well. But I mean, you have the Houston Texans coming in, and you have the Lions coming in, both 2 games at home. You have an opportunity to go 8-2. You got to win these games. You got to win these games.
Like 8-2.
Looks like 8-2, but you never know. It's still football. Things happen, and you gotta go out there. You gotta play your opponent. You can't play down to them. You got to make sure if you take your time, make sure you execute. Don't make any mistakes. Like I said, Giants have very little margin for error when they are on and they're playing well. That's when they're a good team. I'm
How
just
do you feel about Daniel Jones up to this point of the season?
getting distracted because all these comments just came in.
Yeah, I saw that.
69mega.com. Futures here. Block user. So Daniel Jones, interesting. I mean, I don't know if he's the guy yet. I think they still haven't even committed to him yet as being the guy. And
you're not letting him go in the offseason. You guys are keeping him.
I think they're going to keep him. I don't know what they're going to give him. Hopefully, it's not anything too crazy. But I think for him, he's been playing a lot better, limited turnovers. He's running the ball when he needs to. The rushing attack for the Giants is very good. It's Saquon Barkley and it's Daniel Jones, and they're both going to run the ball. Daniel Jones knows when to run it instead of launching a ball down or taking a bad sack and fumbling it. Fumbles is really Daniel Jones' big issue. I think he's limited that this year, as well as the turnovers, so the interceptions. So, it's hard to say. I think they're going to bring him back. I definitely think that as well. But I just want to see what kind of contract they offer him at this point. I think it could just be Daboll's offense. He's better suited for it than the other offenses that he had to deal with. You got to think about it. He's had 4 different offensive coordinators in 4 years or something like that.
Well, yeah, he's running an offense that's very similar to what the Bills have with Josh Allen, who's also a very mobile quarterback. So
yeah, exactly.
What your thoughts on Kadarius Toney being shipped out of town?
I was happy about it because he was not.
Bye.
Yeah, he was. I don't even know if he was really injured. I feel like he was faking it a little bit.
Yeah, he's bullshit.
I think he came back and played for Kansas City this weekend. I didn't watch that game, but I think I said he was able to play in week 9. So it's just funny as soon as you get traded, you're able to play immediately while they've been waiting for you to play. And listen, he's dynamic. He does have the skills there. I just don't think he has the mentality of being an NFL football player.
He doesn't have a mentality to be a person.
Yeah, I just
he's sitting there defending somebody, a millionaire, running people over, drunk driving because I'm too lazy to get an Uber.
And he constantly, after he was traded, he was DMing Giants fans, basically telling them to go fuck themselves. He's immature. His NFL mentality is not there. I don't think he really cares about playing football. I think he just cares about being a rapper at this point.
I think he looks like R-Truth.
R-Truth. He actually does look like R-Truth.
He looks like R-Truth. He looks like R-Truth had a baby with Smokey from the PJs.
Wow.
So I'm happy to see him go, but it's just funny because when you think about it, I'm gonna put that up, but it's just funny. The Giants got rid of OBJ, who was a guy who had all that talent. I know he got hurt, but he had all that talent. And he had some off-field stuff, and they got rid of him
So
easily.
OBJ didn't have off-field stuff. He had locker room stuff.
Yeah, off-field stuff because he is just how he is. He's just very showy, and he did an interview with Lil Wayne on Monday Night Football one time, and it was just weird, I guess, with OBJ. But they were willing to get rid of him easily. But
bear in mind that was a different regime.
No, it was, but they still gave. I don't know. I just felt I know it was a different regime, but they could have kept OBJ as opposed to this guy like Kadarius Toney. And they gave
OBJ was a huge distraction for your team. Every week it was talking about OBJ, not the Giants. And it's just becomes a point where the self-centeredness is horrible. It doesn't matter how good of a talent you are. If you're just an asshole that does immature, dumb shit and you try to have all the attention on you, whether it's positive or negative, because you're that type of narcissist, you're not a good teammate and you don't belong on a team.
But he wasn't defending a drunk driver.
No,
he didn't do that.
I'm not saying he was. It's just still levels of asshole.
But he still wasn't an asshole enough to to the point Kadarius Toney was being an asshole. You know what I mean? Kadarius Toney has half the talent as OBJ.
Do you want to know what the difference between Odell Beckham Jr. and Kadarius Toney is? What? Kadarius Toney hasn't caught a touchdown.
Yeah, that's true too.
Their talent levels pretty much is right there. Their talent is one thing. Your ability to actually run and catch and turn. He can do it all. It's just that his brain doesn't allow him to do what he needs to do.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're better off without him. I thought they were going to make a trade for for a wide receiver, Joe Shane.
I don't know his name, dude. The
I was
general manager.
Joe Schoen was saying about how the value wasn't there. Like a lot of people wanted very high draft picks for some of these guys who weren't going to be around for
Lanolin, like sheep's wool.
They wanted like for guys who are going to be rentals basically. And he was like, "It's not the value's not there for us to build a team in the future." So I trust him. I think that's a good point. You don't want to sell the future just to make I get you got your 6 wins already, but you don't want to sell the future right now for this type of season. You don't know where it's going to go, especially with the injuries piling up. So I'm okay with him not making a move to wide receiver.
For the first time in a long time, the Jets and Giants have competent head coaches, and they understand that the GM and the head coach understand that you build teams through character. If your team has poor character, you're not going to get very far. And it is, it's just one of those things where you got to kind of like pay attention to it. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
What was that? The noise.
I don't know.
He
fell off his chair.
He must have fell off his chair. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Giants, I mean, hopefully if they can win these next 2 games, I know they're against weaker opponents, but you guys still got to win them. The Detroit defense is like one of the worst ever. Like they're just brutally bad. But they also sometimes they get lucky. They put it not lucky, but sometimes they can put up points.
Yeah,
so you got to be careful. You don't want to get into a shootout with a team like that, and then end up losing on like a last. Whoever has the last football wins the game.
Yeah.
And Texans have Davis Mills, a pretty serviceable quarterback, but the problem is their receivers kind of suck. So I think Brandon Cooks doesn't even want to play there anymore because he wanted to trade and he didn't get it. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's with 2 winnable games. The Giants come 8-2. I think it just increases their odds of getting to the playoffs. They're not going to win the East at this point with the Eagles being 8-0. But I'll take a wild card, get in the playoffs. Anything can happen. It'll be fun.
So
you never know with the Eagles, man. They just got the Fetterman jinx. Did you see that clip? Yes, nobody's better than the Eagles except the Eagles, and everybody's like, "What?"
And then he started yelling. Hey, you guys, from a pirate ship and just slug off. I don't know what happened there, but it's very, very strange.
From Electric Factory.
Oh, my God.
Or Electric Company, rather. The last thing I'll say about this week's the fuck?
What do you have?
Last thing I'll say about this week in the NFL is, and TJ, you were there. I called it. We got into an argument. TJ's cousin and I got into an argument, and people don't ask me why I have this ability. It's a weird ability. But I kind of have a feeling when somebody's going to get hurt playing professional sports. And I generally call it weeks in advance. And I called in August? We were playing that round in August?
Something like that, yeah.
September, maybe. Our TJ's cousin Brian's a big Bills fan, and he was talking about how the Bills are going to go undefeated. And I said, no, they're going to go 16-1. You guys are going to lose a game to the Jets. And he's like, how is that even possible? You guys suck. And I was like, because Josh Allen's going to get injured and he's going to miss time because of it. And the Jets took one away from the Bills and Josh Allen got injured. And I was like, I said it again. I'm in like a group chat with a bunch of Jets fans. I said it at like 1:30 after like maybe 10 minutes into the game after watching what the pass rush looked like to start the game. And I was like, I have a feeling we're going to hurt this guy today. His offensive line wasn't doing anything to help him. And the Jets are rushing 4 guys. They're not blitzing anybody. And they are lighting him up. And TJ's drinking a Guinness. And I'm jealous. But,
Yeah, me too. Hey, TJ, pour me a beer. Pass me a beer up here.
Pete, pass me a beer.
I still got a whole cooler full from when you guys were here.
Pass one to Rook.
Here, pass one to me. Over here. Ooh.
Nice.
Magic.
But yeah, so actually in the preseason, my captain actually asked me, he's like, do you see anything crazy for the Eagles? And I was like, honestly, I don't see anything bad happening. I said, one of your stars is going to get hurt, but it's going to be a stupid injury and it's going to cause them to miss time. but not nothing that's really going to like adversely affect your season. And I shit you not, later that day, AJ Brown got stung by a bee and missed practice. It was the weirdest thing in the world. He asked me at like 6 a.m. And then later that day, I'm like, my phone goes off and I go, sir, look, AJ Brown stung by a bee, missing practice today.
You know, it's funny. Some guy on TikTok predicted that the Eagles were going to go like undefeated early, and then like stumble towards the back end of the season, and then get a first round bye, and then get eliminated like their first playoff game. So somebody see if he's correct, but
somebody on fucking Twitter did a coin flip for the Jets games.
And I saw that too.
To this point.
So that's insane to be 9-0 prediction.
It is creepy.
So everyone bet on the Jets to win. I think the Jets are supposed to beat the Pats in the next week according to the coin flip. So
yeah, the
Jets trust the coin.
Week. In accordance with the coin flip, the Jets lose next week.
Is it say the Jets or the Jets win?
It's Jets lose.
Oh, against the Pats?
Yeah.
I thought it said Jets win. Damn.
No, that'd be bad.
That'd be bad. 2 games to the Pats would be bad.
Yeah, but they end up finishing the season like 10-7 or something.
I think he put 11-6.
11-6, and then they go to the AFC Championship games. I'll take that. I want to win that AFC Championship game, but I mean, by the way, if this guy goes and does it like perfect up until that point, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. It's just creepy.
Yeah. No, on the unlikelihood of that happening, it's so insane. The odds of them predicting it right from a coin.
Yeah,
it's insane. That coin is a better picker than
odds are not even 50-50. They're like 17 times that or 20 times that.
Not for nothing, Vegas is going to be buying that coin.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that people were like, why did you write that on the back side of the page?
Yeah, so it was like
weird. And he goes, this is the other side of the page. I messed up when I first started it off. That's why I had to flip the page over.
Oh, that's
and then they go, do you still have the coin? He's like, this is the coin.
If I was that guy, I'd be buying $30 scratch offs and using that coin on them.
Yeah, seriously.
Come on, 10 million.
Well, before we move on, though, I wanted to talk about because me and TJ do the picks with Matt. We tweet him on every Sunday. We have our gambling picks. So far, I think. Do you have the numbers in front of you, TJ?
Yes, sir.
We just know Matt is really bad. Matt is 13, 30, and 2.
Yep. Rook is 26, 17, and 2.
60%.
Went 4-0-1 last week, and I am 24, 19, and 2.
It's close. Me and TJ still have. We're going up until what is that weekend? I think that's Christmas weekend is what? Week
14?
14 or 15. So we still have like 6 more weeks till this is over, this contest.
It's getting tight.
Winner gets the $100 bottle paid for by the 2 losers. The loser, Matt, has to eat the chip. And then, well, actually, Matt went 0-5, which is really hard to do. So he's eating a chip for the 0-5, and then he's getting an ice bath because he's going to lose. He's 13-30. I just don't think, even with how many we have 6 weeks left, he would have to go. Well, he's what, 13? He needs 17 wins just to get even.
Yeah.
To break even.
And we'd have to go over for 6 weeks straight.
We'd have to go over for a really long time. So his opportunity's gone. So he's most likely going to take an ice bath and eat a chip. He might as well eat the chip and then jump in the ice bath. And
I was thinking that.
His brain would like counteract the heat, the cold. Little fire and ice. Little fire and ice.
Absolutely.
Listen, an ice bath is really good for you. You guys are
100%.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just gonna be fucking cold.
I've been thinking about doing the polar plunge for a few years now.
I used to do it with my dad. My dad loved doing it. We used to do it in Coney Island every New Year's Day. It was fucking cold, but
it's not the cold water that's gonna get you in Coney Island. It's everything else in that water.
The water's fine. There's nothing wrong with that water.
You gotta soak yourself in the water.
Well, you're right. Once you get past the beach and hop all the syringes and homeless people on it.
Same freaking water that goes down to the Jersey Shore that you guys love so much.
I don't go to the Jersey Shore. Fuck do I look like?
That's true. But you gotta soak yourselves in the water, get purified of the water of Lake Minnetonka.
Oh,
that's the real polar plunge. Anyway, stick with us if you want to see some pics. Follow us on Twitter at Score Addicts Pod, and we will be showing you some picks. Follow me and TJ. Just fade Matt. Usually that's
No,
if
listen.
you're actually
Matt is a great follow on there. He loves discussing politics on Twitter at Wrestling Addicts. Just hit him with your red wave and blue wave stuff, and just anything that you are passionate about, he is vehemently against. So just hit him up on Twitter. Let him know.
Wait, you gotta. If you had faded Matt, you would be up so much money. You'd be 30, 13, and 2.
I saw that.
I saw what happened.
You got to see her shirt when she comes back.
There's somebody haunting the back of the room.
Yeah, it's Smurfette.
Nick, you have one more point before we take a break?
Yeah, I did. Today, or actually not today. I think it was maybe yesterday, the day before. The anniversary of the Montreal Screwjob.
Oh.
And anybody that knows wrestling knows that's a pretty prominent moment in wrestling history.
Yeah. And check out Wrestling Addicts at Wrestling Addicts.
Yeah, I'm sure they talked about it this week. I didn't get a chance to head over there. But it's been 25 years, and Brett still screwed Brett. Just want to point that out. When you're
got to be a company guy,
you just do it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little Clerks III.
Fellas, the fantasy football draft season is right around the corner. CeeDee Lamb is good, but have you seen these beautiful balls? It's time to get your snake looking right for this snake draft with sponsors of today's show, Manscaped. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming have created a championship lineup with the Performance Package 4.0. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get ready for kickoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the promo code BellyUpFantasy. Inside the Performance Package 4.0, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. Tom Brady didn't come out of retirement for you to have hairy balls. So slot it at the quarterback and get 20% off and free shipping when you use the promo code BellyUpFantasy at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping when you use the promo code BellyUpFantasy at Manscaped.com. It's time to put the PP back in a PPR league.
Speaking about putting PPs back in, we won't
drop
go there.
These PPs into these. I don't know. Drop the BBs into the BBs.
I wish you wouldn't.
If you're going to do that, at least start an OnlyFans. Get paid for
it. All right.
His wife would pay him to take it down.
Well, let's discuss it. We've all watched it over the weekend. Clerks III. We laughed. We cried. We laughed again.
We hurled.
Some more.
Yeah.
Clerks 3 was awesome, man.
It's a really good movie. I actually didn't expect it to be that good as I thought. As
at the end of it, in my mind, I said that was Kevin Smith's Empire. Like that was his Empire Strikes Back. That's how you make a movie better than the original, and it doesn't come around much.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. That was his Empire Strikes Back.
Works. It was really good. I think it was definitely better than 2. I wasn't a big fan of Clerks 2. I'll be honest with you.
Clerks 2 felt like it was kind of all over the place and didn't have like a direction almost.
Yeah.
It kind of was slapped together. And while it was good, it wasn't as like, I wouldn't say to somebody if they asked me like, oh, you ever see Clerks 2? What about like, yeah, you can watch it, whatever. If you got some spare time. Somebody asked me about Clerks 3. It's like, no, dude, watch Clerks 3. You got to see Clerks 3.
I'm telling you, you have to see Clerks 2 to appreciate Clerks 3.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, yeah, you do, but I feel like Clerks 3 was definitely superior to Clerks 2. I don't know. I still like the original Clerks. How do you hate the like?
It's kind of like Star Wars: The Next Generation.
I hate it, but yeah,
Star Trek.
No, yeah, my bad. It's like Star Trek: The Next Generation, which in many ways is superior, but will never be as recognized as the original.
Kind of like a new pair of underwear. It's constrictive at first, then it becomes a part of you.
But what freaks me out? Elias.
I was thinking that. I was like, he was so creepy.
He's
Like,
so
has that
creepy.
guy done anything
Even in
else?
Clerks too, he was weird. Like the actor too, just very weird.
He
Just
does.
so weird. I love that he went from being the Christian to the satanic worshiper, and like
Satan saved Dante, man.
Satan,
Oh no, Satan saved Randall.
Satan Randall.
Dude, I mean that just the opening scene, I wanted so bad to be playing friggin' hockey on a roof.
Dude,
this old school. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, that hockey on the roof ruined it for me.
why?
Because in the first movie, they don't show you the actual layout of the roof. So in my head, it's the size of a hockey rink. In this movie, it's like 10 feet in between two nets.
Yeah, it's like really small. Like
it's like because there's all like air conditioning ducts up there and whatnot. And I'm like, I thought that was way bigger. That totally ruined that like title of your sex tape. Like,
it felt like they probably should have been like on their knees, like and like floor hockey.
Title
Like
of your sex tape.
Listen, I will say this. I mean, if you haven't gone on a hockey trip with your team, if you've played hockey and never been on a hockey trip with your team and decided at like 2:00 in the morning to just play knee hockey in the hallways and piss everybody on your floor off, you haven't lived.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what it felt like they should have been playing, not like
there shouldn't be as many guys like smuggled in there, but obviously that was more for just getting their friends in and cameos and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they had all the guys from
the comic book store, comic book men.
Yeah, that was the comic book men guys up there.
So that I mean, you wouldn't normally. I would say like a 3-on-3 up there would be fine, but
they put so many guys up there. It was like this is not good.
No, I would have checked somebody off of it.
Who was your favorite cameo? Because there's that one scene when they're doing the auditions and there's like
Ben Affleck.
A huge ton of like, I was gonna say Ben Affleck too.
Ben Affleck.
Actually, I liked Freddie Prinze Jr. was actually kind of funny too. He's like, "Is this a porno?"
Yeah, that was good.
I'm trying to wonder, was that like a reference to Zack and Miri?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I think so. It must have been.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it too.
Yep.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Buffy was in there. Yeah, not the original Buffy, of course. We all know that belongs to the love of my life, but
Christy Boner.
Wow. But yeah,
your wife in the house, Rook? Jesus.
She's not. But
I was waiting for like a fucking pan or like a fucking shoe or something to just come over the top of you.
She's not. She's out of the house. But she knows Christy Swanson was my first love. My first love was Christy Swanson. The young Rook watching Buffy.
The cameos for the auditioners: Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, they're all in it.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Fred Armisen, Melissa Benoist from Supergirl, Danny Trejo, James Murray from Impractical Jokers.
Your twin.
Sal Volcano from Impractical Jokers.
My twin.
Donnell Rawlings, Chris Wood, Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers.
DJ's twin. I'm just kidding.
Ben Affleck.
It only flowed.
Ben Affleck, Ralph Garman. I don't know who that is. Ethan Suplee, which is obviously Frankie.
Yeah.
Stakino
from Boy Meets World, and he also has multiple cameos in Kevin Smith movies. He plays Willem in Mallrats.
Yeah.
I still can't see the fucking boat.
Yeah. Why, God? Why can't I see this fucking boat?
I love Mallrats. That's a good movie too.
Mallrats is awesome.
Scott Mosier, who's obviously in the original Clerks as the producer, and he's produced all of the View Askew Askewniverse movies. Freddie Prinze Jr., Anthony Michael Hall. How the fuck
that was random?
Really? It really, really was. I'm trying to see if there's anybody. No, there's two more guys that were auditioners, or three more guys that were auditioners, but I have no idea who they are. But I think my favorite was definitely Ben Affleck.
Yeah, it was funny.
Does he do the lion face, lemon face?
Yes, that was funny. That was from that's from Dogma, no?
No, it's from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. When he's playing Ben Affleck.
I forgot.
The Ben Affleck that kills hookers and leaves them in his trailer.
yeah.
That Ben Affleck.
Goodwill Hunting 2. Hunting Day. Hunting season.
Boss, bitch.
Hunting season, yeah.
But
the best part of that is they got the fucking guy back for the douchebag in the bar.
Yes.
Yes. And he looks exactly the same.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same.
That was definitely a wig, though. That was definitely a wig.
100%. Had to be.
Yeah.
But with Clerks 3, one of the best things that I took away from that was they got a lot of the actors from the original Clerks to make small little cameos in the Clerks 3. And it's been what, 30 years? And like Marilyn Gigliotti, who played Veronica, she comes back and has a role as Veronica in this movie, but except it's Veronica 30 years later.
Yeah,
I don't think she's doing much though.
She's a dentist or something like that.
Yeah,
I thought that was awesome. They also brought a lot of the people that played extras in the original, like the people that were waiting to go, like to bring back a audio, like a videotape. And she's like, "Oh, I'm waiting on the guy." And she came back to play the exact same role that she played 30 years ago. And
there was a lot of cool bookend things between Clerks 3 and Clerks 1.
If you've ever seen any of Kevin Smith's Q&As, he's basically been writing this movie for 30 years since he wrote Clerks. Little things like Jason Mewes doesn't want to dance in front of the camera because he doesn't want people making fun of him for dancing. And he'll only dance when everybody leaves. That's real. That actually happened on on the real set and when they filmed Clerks 1.
The other real thing was the shutters. They closed the shutters because in Clerks 1, they filmed only at night because that was the only time they could. That was when the store was closed. They actually filmed at the store.
Yeah.
So then you see Randall's like, "Oh, what's this going on?" It says, "Yes, we're open" in giant letters, and it's like, well, we have to explain why we're only filming at night. So we're gonna show that the shutters are closed because sometimes they put gum in the locks or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's like exactly straight from why they did that in the movie from the Clerks 1. So it was really cool. It was a lot of cool callbacks if you didn't even not callbacks to Clerks 1 or 2, but also callbacks to Kevin Smith's, as you said before, we off the podcast, you said a lot of the Q&As you listen to, a lot of those stories that he tells is in this movie, which he's been telling for the last 20, 30 years. So
And one of the best parts of the whole movie is when they start figuring out who's going to be the camera guy or the cinematographer, and they get Silent Bob in there, and obviously Silent Bob is played by Kevin Smith, and they're like, "This guy doesn't even fucking talk. What the fuck would he know about being a cinematographer?" He's like, "Well, first of all, buddy, this place got too many ugly colors in it, so I'm going black and white. I'm going black and white to tone it down, but it also shows how boring the life of a clerk behind the desk is." When in actuality, the film was filmed in black and white because he couldn't afford color.
Yeah, he couldn't afford the color. But they also said it was also to make it seem like you were watching them through the security camera.
Yeah.
Which is if you think about it that way, that makes more sense than the other parts of it. But yeah, I mean, it was a great movie. I don't want to give any spoilers out. I'm trying to do a spoiler free here, review, but definitely check it out if you've
liked the first movie, if you've liked any of the Kevin Smith stuff that he's done that's in that View-esque universe, go back and go watch Clerks 3. It was freaking incredible. It did such just thank you, Kevin Smith, because that was an awesome cap. If he never makes another movie again, which I hope isn't true, but if he never makes another movie again, damn if that wasn't the fucking end of the symphony.
I mean, perfect ending to I know they're a part of that other New Jersey saga and everything, but just the Clerks movies, this is a perfect bookend to that story. And Elias is just fucking weird. He creeped me out the entire movie with the makeup.
You reminded me of you, actually.
No, he did not remind me of me. But I want to ask you guys before we move on, favorite Kevin Smith movie? It's a lot to pick from.
Only the stuff he wrote and directed, or everything?
Everything.
Good Will Hunting.
Oh, he was that?
He's the executive producer on Good Will Hunting.
All right, well, let's go with the directed one because that's just
all right, directed. Probably Chasing Amy.
You're a big Chasing Amy fan, huh?
I'm a big Chasing Amy. Either Chasing Amy or Dogma. One of the two.
Dogma is really good.
I ever saw.
I like Dogma a lot. Dogma or Mallrats. I've always loved Mallrats. I know Clerks is classic, but I've always loved Mallrats. I always thought Mallrats was funnier.
I thought the most mainstream of his movies that should have went mainstream, but because of the title, it didn't. Zack and Miri Make a Porno was just, perfect for the time. And he even said he went he kind of went Apatow-ish with how he did it, but it was so good and it just didn't get any love in the theaters because of the fucking title. And it's how prudish can you be?
Yeah, that's
what the fuck are you, Tipper Gore, sitting there there should be a stamp on the rap CDs. foul language. Like, fucking suck it up. Go see a
You know what's
movie.
crazy is Mallrats. Actually, Mallrats. The problem with Mallrats was that it was too corporate. The original intent for Mallrats wasn't to be like what it was with Jason Lee and Ben Affleck and Jeremy London. It wasn't. They wanted guys like Matthew Perry and they wanted famous people in the movie. They did, and he was just like, "No, I wrote this part for my friend." And he does a Q&A where he's like, the studio exec, no joke, looked at me and said, "Kevin, it's not about making movies with your friends. Like, we have to put famous people in this movie for it to sell." And I think that had too much. He's like, we had a scene in it where Silent Bob is sitting there. Like, one of the running gags in Mallrats is that Silent Bob keeps busting in on Gwen while she's changing.
Yeah.
And you see a little Joey Lauren Adams nipple.
Yeah.
When she's putting on her jacket, he goes, there was a scene in the movie originally. He's like, and I'm not saying that these guys stole my idea. I'm saying, like, great minds think alike. He goes, there's a scene where Gwen is changing, and he's like, this was like my homage to Porky's. And Silent Bob was looking through a hole in the wall, watching her get naked, and he starts jerking off. And then he's supposed to blow his load, and then it goes like over the wall. And then in the next scene, we just see Gwen come out, and her hair's all funky. Presumably because he blew a load in her hair.
Yeah.
And he goes, and they were like, come in the hair jokes are not going to sell Mr. Smith. That's not going to sell. People aren't going to laugh at that. He goes, and then 2 years later, they made Chasing Amy. They made There's Something About Mary, and the rest is history. He's like, and I'm not saying they stole my idea. I'm just saying, like, great minds think alike.
Yeah, that's true.
So much for combing the hair not being funny.
Yeah, right. That was the basis of the whole friggin' movie. That and Brett Favre.
Have you seen my meatball?
All right. Well, any other points to make before we move on to Clerks 3?
Yeah, I think everybody that was involved with that movie did an outstanding job. Everybody from Rosario Dawson to Brian O'Halloran to Jeff Anderson, Jay, Silent Bob, all the cameos from everybody that decided to show up and be a part of it. Everybody just did an outstanding job. Just putting an exclamation point on the end of that group of people, those clerks and that story.
Yeah. And then going up we hopefully don't see Elias ever again.
Your best friend, man. What are you talking about?
Not a fan of Elias. So creepy.
You gotta get you a cameo from that dude.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yes, we're totally gonna get you a cameo from Elias. In character too. In character.
Gotta be.
All right. We'll take one more commercial break and we'll come back with our new segment.
Support for today's episode comes from True Classic. This brand new sponsor has the absolute best fitting t-shirts a man can buy. Finding the right t-shirt with a little bit of a dad bod is incredibly frustrating. Most t-shirts are either too tight on your gut or look way too big and boxy. You're not in high school anymore, and it's time to upgrade. True Classic has already helped over 2 million men finally get a better fit at an affordable price. Our listeners get access to the best deal they offer. For a limited time only, get 20% off with the promo code BELLYUPFANTASY at TrueClassic.com. Almost all men's t-shirts are designed to look good on skinny models with six-packs, but most of us aren't packing anything but a few beers. Fellas, you are wearing the wrong clothes. True Classic tees taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. It's time to highlight your best attributes with a t-shirt you can always confidently throw on. True Classic doesn't just stop at tees. They are your one-stop shop for men's essentials. Super easy and simple to fill out your wardrobe. From polos and workout shirts with the same flattering fit to boxer briefs designed with a pouch to keep your bulge nice and comfortable. All their gear is top-notch quality at reasonable prices. It's about time you learn how to dress yourself properly. Upgrade your wardrobe with True Classic and get 25% off at TrueClassic.com with the promo code BELLYUPFANTASY. Free shipping included on purchases over $100 and 100% risk-free guarantee with a 30-day return policy. Stay classy with True Classic. Your dad bod will thank you.
And we're back.
back. So I couldn't think of a name for this segment, so I figured I'd call it Crossfire.
Pretty sure that's already a show.
It was a show, but
isn't that like a news show?
I think it was.
Yeah, it's with Chris Matthews. It's on like CNN or Fox News or some shit.
No, it's not. That's not. I don't think that's not called. I think it's called Hardball. Chris Matthews.
Oh
no, Crossfire used to be when what's his name? Tucker Carlson and Jim Carvel. Used to be them. But I use it only because Crossfire is the game, and the old '90s game, Crossfire, the commercial.
We're gonna work on the name.
Yeah, we gotta work on the name, but we'll do Crossfires, rapid fire questions. Try to run through this quickly to end the show, and then we'll that'll be it. The show will be over. All right. So, would you rather fight a bear-sized duck or 50 duck-sized bears? We'll start with you, Nick.
I'm going with a bear-sized duck. A bear. Listen.
Why?
A couple of things. We're talking about sizes, right? We're talking about basically a 10-foot tall duck.
Yeah.
Still is not a threat to me. It's got no teeth, no talons, no claws. Like, what's it gonna do? Fall on top of me?
It weighs close to a ton.
A fucking duck. I deserve to die.
It flies too, though. It's like
to do what to me, though? What is it gonna do to me as it flies?
It could like peck at you, know?
Could pick you up and drop you from height.
Listen,
like a little bite.
50 duck-sized bears. A duck is like 3 feet tall.
I could still kick it. I could punt it.
Yeah. Can you kick 50 of them? I've seen scarab beetles eat a guy all at once. All right, they're fucking this big. Okay, like
that was the mummy.
Yeah, and it was scary.
That was not real.
All right, listen. I'm sorry, bear-sized ducks aren't real either. They'll still fuck you up.
Scarabs aren't though. It's a movie. It's fiction.
Oh, scarabs are absolutely real. Okay, I don't know if you know this. Scarabs are a real thing, my friend. Trust me, I've lived in the desert. Scarabs are real.
All right. Well,
they don't attack you the way that they showed in the movie, but scarabs are 100% real.
Well, why are you scared of the 50 size
bears? Can still bite and claw the shit out of you, bro.
Oh, that's why they're afraid they're going to bite you. It's not going to hurt as much though. Little nibbles.
Yeah, little nibbles. Yeah, okay. If you say so, my friend.
Break a couple necks, but just stomping on them.
I maintain that. Listen, let's just be real, okay? A fucking duck, a bear-sized duck is basically a tall fucking ostrich, and I'm not scared of ostriches either.
How are you killing it, though?
I'm not worried about that. It says fight. It doesn't say I have to win.
It's a fight to the death.
Who said that? It just says, would you rather fight? It doesn't say fight to the death.
All fights are fights to the death, all right? If you're not trying to kill your opponent, you're not trying.
Listen, if Peter Griffin can fight a giant chicken and survive for all these years, I think I could fight a fucking giant duck, okay? A chicken at least has claws.
Matt said, great game. The Crossfire. Crossfire was a good game, I'm telling you. Anyway, all right. TJ, what are you picking?
50 bears. 50 duck-sized bears.
I'm picking the 50 duck-sized bears.
I'm just kicking and stomping and
kicking.
Both of you couldn't fight 50 ducks, let alone duck-sized bears.
Listen, I don't have to worry about getting crushed to death by a friggin' 1,600-pound duck.
You're right. You just got to worry about getting clawed to death by 50 fucking bears.
Okay, but they're the size of a duck. The chances of them getting up to my jugular or vital organs is slim to none.
Over each other. I've seen it happen.
Oh, please.
I've seen bears help each other climb trees.
Punt a couple ducks. I don't give a fuck.
That's it.
All right. Well, next question. This is for you, TJ. I think, this is for everyone, but if this is from, I saw it on Instagram from Zyre Golf. So hat tip and shout out to them. They're a pretty good Instagram account. They have a lot of funny golf memes and stuff. But if I paid you $50,000 a year to play golf, but you do not get the ability to earn any other income, you have to just stay at $50,000, but you get to play golf all the time, would you do it?
No, I have bills to pay. Make way more than that. Like, come on. Like, 50 grand is not enough. If you told me that I'm going to make 20% less than I make a year, maybe. Just for the fun of it. But
50 grand.
No, absolutely not. It's like I'd rather pay my $60 on the weekend to play golf and that's it. And, be able to afford, because, if you don't live in the New York City area, $50,000 is not a lot of money. It's not even close to a lot of money.
Yeah, if I had to live in like South Carolina, 50,000, I'd probably do it. But I'm not doing it in New York and New Jersey.
Dude, if it's conducive to the cost of living, it's fine. But it's not. 50 grand is not enough money.
No, certainly not. Nick, what about you? What are you laughing at over there?
I'm laughing because I told Meredith to have a seat next to me, and she's nervous, and she goes, "I'm nervous," and she stands over there and she's starting to stretch.
Tell them
Meredith, if you're nervous, what I like to do is picture Rook naked.
it's the easiest way to do. And
It is.
also, the 6 viewers don't really care.
Yeah. Fun fact: Rook has 3 nipples.
I don't, but it's
He
fun
does.
to imagine that, dude.
He's got the triple.
That was a golf question. So shout out to our golf sponsor. Go to piper.golf, promo code SCORE10 for 10% off your entire purchase. And we also head out to pinsandaces.com, promo code SCOREPOD for 50% off of their 50%.
Wow, 50% off. I gotta go.
10% off. I don't know why I said 50. 10% off Pins and Aces, just promo code SCOREPOD. They just came out with brand new hoodies and stuff too. So they had some good stuff on there for purchase, like gear and stuff, golf gear. And then Piper, now they're not just golf balls. They have bucket hats. You have that piped it hat.
Yeah, they don't make anymore. Listen, I mean, I don't think I got to tell you, but if you're on here and you got some people to buy gifts for, there is nothing better if you have a golf person in your life, somebody that likes to play, somebody that's a fan of golf. You cannot go wrong with getting an awesome polo from Pins and Aces or setting them up with like 3 or 4 dozen golf balls, which will not kill your wallet. And you will set a golf player up for next season if you float them like 3 dozen golf balls from Piper. I mean, Carissa gets me 5 dozen golf balls every year for Christmas, and it's like awesome. And sadly, I'm not good enough to say they last me a full golf season. They don't. Maybe like 3/4, 66%, something like that. I'm in that range because I lose a lot of golf balls in the woods, and I'm too lazy to go look for them.
He also loses a lot of golf clubs in the woods. He's just trying to throw them back to their family because he heard they were wood. So
listen, if I paid for it, I could throw it. That's how I feel.
We have our groupie here. She has her Scoreboard Addicts hoodie on.
She's not a groupie. She's a roadie.
She's a roadie. Sorry, she's a roadie.
Carries my laptop and my microphone and all that.
All right. So before this season, the Raiders have blown 17-point leads 5 times since the 60s. This year, they've blown 3 17-point leads alone. So more than half the times prior to the season. It's insane. They're so bad. Josh McDaniels, someone tweeted out because they have a new Twitter blue. Someone made them their account Adam Schefter or not. And they put a blue check mark next to it. And they tweeted out that Josh McDaniels was fired as a Las Vegas Raiders head coach. And I know it's a fake account, but I would not have been surprised if Josh McDaniels was fired in his first season, 9 weeks into the season, because they are fucking horrible. They have 2 wins. Devontae Adams had just signed that. Derek Carr regressed horribly. I mean, he was good last year. I don't know what the hell happened to him now. He's terrible. I mean, you can't. How do you blow 3 17-point leads? And they're up against the Jaguars, against Trevor Lawrence, who's god awful, 17-0, and they lose that game. And they lose it 27-20. Imagine being outscored 27-3 after having a 17-point lead.
It's bad.
Jets fan, we don't get outscored in the fourth quarter. So I can tell you what that's like.
That is true. It's true. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Raiders just fucking stinking. I'm sorry if anyone's a Raiders fan, but they are god.
Nobody would miss Josh McDaniels.
I think he should be fired. I mean, he's not, but he'll
just go back to New England and be the offensive coordinator again.
Yeah, because when he was in Denver, he just went crying back to Papa Bill. Papa Bill Belichick, please.
Does he have like one of the worst freaking trees ever?
Yeah, none of them ever succeed, ever. It's like Matt Patricia was terrible. Joe Judge was terrible.
Not Bill Belichick. Wow. Eric Mangini wasn't. He was all right, but he wasn't
awful.
that great.
No, he was fucking awful.
Brian Dable was part of the part of the Pats for a while as a quarterbacks coach. So
was he?
Yeah, I mean he's pretty good offensive.
I don't think anybody's considering him as a part of Bill Belichick's tree, though.
Yeah, but he was there. I don't know if he's part of the tree, but
that's like saying that Mike Westhoff is in Bill Parcells' tree because Bill Parcells was literally his coach when he was a player.
Yeah. Waller. Oh yeah, Matt's right. Waller and Renfro both in the IR, so the Raiders are definitely toast.
Matt, are you picking the Raiders to win this week?
Yes, he would be. He's here to pick him to cover. Everyone faded immediately.
Oh shit!
All right, Meredith, we got you here, so we got a couple questions for you as well. So, Meredith, I know you're a big fan of Encanto, right?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
What's your theory of why Mirabelle doesn't get any powers when it's her turn to?
I don't know. I thought it was weird. What do you have a theory?
So the theory is supposed to be that when she touched the candle as a kid, she then washed her, rubbed her hands against her dress, and that wiped off the magic. So when she go turn the doorknob, it didn't work.
Is that really it?
That's one of the theories out there. Yeah, that's why she doesn't get powers.
I've
You know
never
that?
seen Encanto, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, my theory is that
I don't give a fuck, right?
no, not at all. Not at all. My theory is if she did get powers, there wouldn't be a movie. So
That makes sense.
gotta have a driving
Yeah.
force, right?
I think
I don't
the
like
theory-
to sit here and agree with him sometimes because sometimes he says fucked up shit. But I'll be goddamned if he ain't right sometimes. Like, what are you gonna say?
Yeah, I think the whole point of it was that the movie was meant for children, not for 30-year-olds to be sitting there doing conspiracy theories.
You never know, dude.
I feel like
A lot of Disney movies meant for children. They kill off a lot of moms in fucking Disneyland and Disney World. All right,
Mhm.
lot of
Wait,
moms.
wait.
What?
Wait, what? You just said they kill a lot of moms?
They kill a lot of moms off
in Disneyland and Disney World, you said?
in Disney movies.
Oh, but you said Disney World and Disneyland. I got confused.
I'm saying
Who's getting killed at
corporate
Disneyland?
Disney loves
He meant
making
the Disney
movies where
universe.
it's like, dude,
Okay.
Disney is the original Nicholas Sparks. It's like, hey, we're gonna start out a book, and oh, by the way, dead right away. Horrible mommy or daddy issues from Jump Street. There's absolute. Oh, hey, look at this 3-year-old, princess dead. They do it every time.
Like 2 movies where somebody dies like off the rip.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Disney?
Bambi and the Lion King.
Oh,
Bambi, Lion King
I've never
loses
seen
father.
I'm 35 years old. Never seen Frozen.
Frozen parents.
Yeah, Frozen, the parents die.
Yeah,
Tarzan, the parents die.
Tarzan
Little
is not a
Mermaid-
Disney movie. Tarzan is a fucking movie that Disney decided to make.
Okay. Little Mermaid, Ariel doesn't have a mother. Shit.
I always assumed that her mother was like Aquaman, where like her father is a merman and her mother is a person walking on Earth.
Cinderella lives with stepmother.
Her parents
Doesn't
are
have
divorced,
parents.
and her mother's dead.
Cinderellas have parents. You also have what about what's her name? Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, isn't she?
I didn't even know she had a real name until fucking like a week ago. Somebody was like, "What about Aurora?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck is that from some modern ass fucking Disney movie?" And they're like, "Sleeping Beauty." I'm like, "Sleeping Beauty's name is Sleeping Beauty." Hello.
A Goofy movie, no mother, only Goofy.
That's because she walked out on him. She didn't die.
Belle
How do you know?
only had a dad.
Now Maurice's wife died.
Yeah.
Who fucked Goofy to have a kid? That's my question.
One night stand.
Just a one night stand and she left him with the kid.
Yeah.
Gosh. Ooh.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna come.
I imagine Goofy having sex is a lot like Step Brothers. Something's happening.
Oh my god.
I mean, at least Mickey has many. Oh boy.
You go to Disney way too much, my friend.
Lilo and Stitch, no parents, lives with the sister.
Just naming every like sad.
Dude,
reason
it's
why.
because how many
I
do we
know,
have to
you're
run
right,
through?
though. You're right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
really
Title
right.
your sex tape.
Shit. All I know is friggin' Lilo's older sister was thick. She was good looking. Polynesian. Just saying.
Good surfer too.
Great surfer. Awesome legs. Thick bottom half.
That is true.
TJ apparently just watches Lilo and Stitch sister.
You know what's so funny? He said the same thing about Simba's mom.
Dude, Simba's mom. She was fucking aggressive. You know what I mean? The end when she's
All right,
roaring at Scar.
We're going off the rails here. Let's move it on. Yankees recently, Cashman has come out for the Yankees and said that
As incompetent? Yes, we know.
he's saying that he's going to keep Donaldson, and Donaldson's next year starting third baseman. Nick, how do you feel about it?
I couldn't stand him when they picked him up in the first place. To this day, everybody keeps trying to rationalize it by saying they had to get rid of Sanchez. And in my head, I'm going, they could have just fucking cut his ass.
Yeah, he only had 1 year left.
They literally could have DFA'd him, designated for assignment, and what would have been the loss there? You keep Gio Urshela.
Yeah.
You probably could have made the trade to the Rangers for fucking IKF. Why would you sit there and play ball with Minnesota to get him when he never reported to Minnesota?
Yeah.
He got traded to Minnesota from Texas and got traded again within like 36 hours.
Yeah.
So you could have traded with Texas to get this guy if you wanted him so desperately, which you really didn't need him because he provided very little as far as defensive metrics as playing shortstop is concerned.
Yeah.
And hitting, I mean, he hit decently for average, but didn't drive in. They didn't use him the appropriate way, right? Because for average, you're supposed to be up in the lineup. He's batting ninth. So that guys ahead of him, like Donaldson, could bat 200 and provide nothing. So the entire reasoning for getting IKF and Donaldson was always flawed and stupid in the first place. And to try to justify it saying, oh, well, we had to get rid of Sanchez. You didn't have to get rid of Sanchez. You could have just dealt him. You could have just cut him, DFA'd him, anything other than trade him. You didn't need to trade him. The problem is that Brian Cashman can't get over the fact that he made a bad decision in the first place, and now he's stuck with it. Instead of just sitting there cutting bait and going like, you know what? This fish is getting away from me and cutting the line and moving on with his life. He sits there and struggles and breaks 6 poles trying to get the guy to come in. Like, it's just ridiculous. Josh Donaldson should not be on the Yankees roster. How do you pay $25 million to a 37-year-old third baseman who had a down year already and is a major league douchebag? If I had to pick fucking 1A and 1B for douchebags in Major League Baseball, it'd be him and Tim Anderson. Ironically, they got into a fight. I'm not surprised. If you put 2 douchebags within 3 feet of each other, they're going to get into an argument.
And the worst part about it is that he's owed $21 million next year, which means Hal Steinberg is not cutting him. He's not going to give him a check. He's not going to pay him off. He's going to keep him like, you got to play for me. I'm not going to waste my $21 million on have you play for me. You know what's going to happen. It's just how fucking Yankees are.
And nobody's taking that contract, so we're just going to sit with this guy taking up space on the roster, using payroll, and they're going to use that as a reason. They're going to use the $8 they have to play to be verified on fucking Twitter as a reason not to sign free agents.
All right, well, moving on. We'll go on the golf question for you, TJ. Tiger, Justin Thomas, Rory, and Jordan Spieth are rumored to be the next match in December of this year. Are you going to watch that?
Yeah, of course.
I think that's actually a really star-studded match. I think that'd be awesome. I definitely 100%.
The last couple ones have been kind of really shitty and irritating.
I think this would put it back on the map, the match, because these are like all fun guys. Justin Thomas and Tiger together would be cool.
Yeah, I would like to see them do more like almost like an all-star game, but with golf, but like add in like random challenges. You know what I mean? Like, dude, put a ball in the pine straw and make somebody like hook one, like some Tiger shots. You know what I mean? Like, or Phil shots, like some ridiculous like challenges. Like,
there's some big Tom Doyle shots where he makes the impossible putt.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Put something where you have to hit like a stinger through a small gap up and you know what I mean? Like something.
Yeah.
Throw a field goal post down, because that's one thing I do like about the European Tour, now the DP World Tour, is they throw out stuff on the internet like random challenge things. And like one of the coolest things they did last year was they rented out an airstrip and ran a fairway only a yard wide out there, and you had to hit the fairway with your driver and land it in a 1 yard spot. And I forget who did it, but somebody did it, hit it out 300 yards and landed it on the 1 yard strip. Like shit like that. Like throw some weird, crazy challenges that like, as you sit there, like, yeah, everybody sits there and looks at these golf shots like, oh, I could do that. No, how can he miss that 10-foot putt? And how does he frig up that chip and stuff like that? Like, no, show something that's like, yeah, that's why these guys are pros. That's why these guys are phenomenal, because you can't do this. You can't do it.
I mean, to be fair, I couldn't do the normal stuff they do.
You're bad at golf.
I also like when like the first one was really fun with Tiger and Phil, even though it ended in a tie and they had that bullshit tie.
Yeah, that one sucked. That one did suck. It was exciting, dude. It was more hype than anything because that was they just parred their way through 18. It was like
the play sucked, but it was still fun to hear Tiger and Phil chirp at each other, and it was like cool. They were doing their bets, their side bets for like the charity and stuff. I like to see that, but I like to see them actually win the fucking money. No charities involved. Let's just win some money off each other. But all right, I had one more question for myself, but we already answered it early on. We talked about OBJ and Kadarius Toney getting traded, so we will skip that. But
I got a question for you, Rook. Would you rather have a threesome with 2 little people or 2 7-foot-tall women?
Ooh, it's tough. I think I should be able to answer. I should have answered this one.
Do you have a little person fantasy?
No, I don't. I was actually going to say the 2 7-foot women would be. I don't want to like offend anyone from the little person.
I can just see Rook like, all right, there's nothing more I want to do than be like, you're done. Give me another one.
Give me another one. No, actually, I would take the 2 7-foot women. That's actually, I feel like it's better. They're probably
Death by Snoo.
I was thinking the same thing.
Who is it? What'd you say?
Death by Snoo.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, how dare you,
Drama,
sir.
dude.
Hold on. I gotta show you Death by Snoo. How do you not know about Death by Snoo?
I don't.
Oh my goodness, sir.
We condemn them to death. Oh, by Snoo. Yay!
Is that
The body is willing, the mind is willing, but the body is weak.
Is that Futurama?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, I do know. Yeah, I do know it now. Now
Death
it
by,
does. Yeah.
Death by Snoo.
Oh man. That was a great episode.
All right. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find like crazy questions to ask Meredith.
If you could be
My service net.
Crazy questions. Oh no. I'm new. This is my podcast debut.
It is. You're doing great so far, even though you didn't have a conspiracy theory for Encanto.
Yeah. I don't know.
Fuck. Why can't I find funny ones? All right. Every time you took a picture, you farted, or every time you cough, you I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. I'm being stupid.
that was awful.
Oh,
It was pretty bad.
If you could be half person, half sausage, which side would you have
be?
and why? So
Bottom half
bottom
sausage.
sausage, top half person.
That's for Meredith.
yeah.
That's for me?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's you.
Oh my gosh, no, I don't know if I should say what I was gonna say. I was gonna say bottom half, so I can get eaten.
It's a great answer.
Eaten.
That is hilarious.
Sicko.
That's a great answer.
That's sick.
And it makes sense.
Who did I asked that of a guy? He's like, then I would eat myself. And I'm like, that's sick. You're a sick
That
fuck.
is sick.
All right, I got one. What would you rather? Everybody you know gets a copy of a porn you're in, like a homemade porn movie, or everybody you know gets to look at your search history on the internet.
This is again for me.
Everybody.
Everyone.
See your homemade porn or my search history? I feel like I search for it. I don't know.
Like, what does human flesh taste like?
Sometimes it's like random word meanings. I feel
Define unstable.
Someone who's educated, my vocabulary is poor. I Google that random words.
You look Paul.
You look Paul.
I'm gonna go with the search history. You know,
See, I don't know. I think it's just less judgment if somebody watches your porn because we all have sex. I mean, what are you gonna tell me? Like, oh, dude, your fucking hips aren't moving fast enough. Like, okay, it's a great critique. I don't.
I
fucking
feel like
care.
if I saw your porn,
Work on your porn.
I know you're into weird stuff, and your wife's probably pegging you in your porno. So I don't know if you want people seeing that.
I can honestly say, as weird as I am, I've never been pegged yet.
He's not ruling it out there.
Never know. We are going to Atlantic City the week of Christmas. So, I mean, when everybody knows when you're in a hotel, it's an elevated level of nastiness that goes on. Just saying. I wouldn't touch the blinds in the room I've just been in.
Rook, you're concentrating real hard.
I'm trying to find.
He's trying to delete his search history right now.
I would rather actually. I was actually gonna say I'd rather have people look at my search history. This is like, why is he looking up who was the actor in random movie from 1995 that no one fucking
They'd be
watched?
like, why did he look up R-Truth? Oh, because he looks like Kadarius Toney. Got it. Cool.
Why is there sexy
Yeah,
pictures of Lilo's sister, Disney?
yeah. All right, if you could fight one person to the death and then switch lives with them, who would you fight?
Wow.
This is from Answer the Internet. This is the Barstool game.
Fight one person.
I want to say like
I know what the answer.
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
I would love to be a multi-millionaire professional golfer. I
You
would
think
feel
you
really
could do
bad
that?
killing him.
You wouldn't want to be Dustin Johnson?
Dustin Johnson's tall. It'd be hard to fight him.
Dustin Johnson's got a family.
Who can I
Yeah.
choose?
But so does Rory.
Oh, well, then you're just a shitty person.
I mean, can you say like 1941 Hitler and like this changed the tide of history? Be like,
Wow.
Yeah,
That
take
is a
him.
weird one. No.
wait a
you
second,
don't.
wait a second.
No.
You rise to power, but then you back off of all that horrible shit and you become like an awesome fucking world leader.
You make
It's
it
like, hey, I
look
rose to power, but by the way, you're all fucking bigots and you guys are going in the chambers.
Oh my
How dare you
God.
celebrate me saying all this horrible fucking shit?
Please stop.
Dude, you could change the course of history. I
Bro,
could save
Kyrie
6
got
million
canceled
lives.
for less.
I could save 6 million lives.
I would
And finally, people could wear that fucking mustache again. Just saying. Ruin the fucking fashion statement.
I was gonna say Justin Verlander, but I don't even. I can't even say anything after that. Fuck was that? Who fixed Hitler? What's wrong with you?
Pre-genocide. You could change the tide of fucking history.
Change world history.
Yeah.
6 million lives.
I don't even know who I would pick. Who would I pick? I don't know. Fucking Jeff Bezos.
I feel
Jeff,
like I
that's a good one. Take a lot of money. What does Meredith say? I can't hear.
Oh, I said I feel like there are people I'd want to fight, but I don't know if I'd want their lives. Like I can't stand Sarah Silverman, but I don't know if I'd want to be her.
I'd watch you fight her to
I don't
death.
even think Sarah Silverman wants to be Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe so I can just do the thing. And what's that?
So
one?
you just-
sex with Matt Damon.
I'm fucking Matt Damon.
Yeah, so maybe I will pick her.
She's fucking Matt Damon.
Yeah, but you also gotta fuck Jimmy Kimmel too. So that's a tough
Ooh.
one.
Hey, Sarah. He's got bigger tits.
Yeah. All right, last question. This one was the same thing from the Answer the Internet. Would you rather have a pig's orgasm, which is apparently is a very intense orgasm, or a lion's sexual stamina? So basically, would you rather have a really intense, long, incredible orgasm, or would you rather just have the stamina of a lion to last long, like very long time?
Pig. Easy. Pig. Done.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I don't have a stamina issue.
Like, what's the like? What?
Like, I don't need to last a
What's the
fucking hour and
benefit
a
of
half.
having the
The
long
whole
feel like-
point is to get.
I feel like at a certain point, it's just like everybody's like, are we still doing this or can we order fucking pizza?
After the third cramp.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, when you're sitting there fucking cracking Pedialytes because you lost too many electrolytes, it's too long.
Yeah, I agree. I think I might take the pig's orgasm if it's that intense.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
going
pig's
pig
orgasm.
orgasm.
Though I'm pretty sure you can get a cramp doing that too.
Would you rather have a dick for a nose or a nose for a dick?
Wait, what? If my nose is a dick, do I also have a dick below?
No, that's your nose is your dick.
Dick for a nose.
No, but you said dick for a nose or nose for a dick. So
Like
I have just
where
two
your dick
noses?
was is now a nose, and that's what you pee out of and use in the boudoir.
Use-
in the boudoir.
But if my nose is a dick,
Oh!
I use dick.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh
What?
shit! Hold on.
Your sister's having a baby?
Yeah, shit.
You still have to answer the question, Nick.
Hey, Nick, would you rather have a nose for a dick or a dick for a nose?
We need
What
to
do you
answer.
mean?
Like, I'll take the dick nose.
I'll take a dick nose, I think.
She having a baby? Okay, all right. What hospital?
His sister's having a baby.
Wow, look at this live in the air.
Okay, all right.
Thanks for the content, Vanessa.
I'm making moves. I'm making moves.
Just saying, it's forever encapsulated on YouTube.
He literally tripped and fell on my couch. But I feel if your nose is where your dick was, it's by your butt. Do you want to smell that? And do you want everyone to see your penis on your face or watch you pee?
No, but you still have a dick. It's just your nose is a dick too.
I don't have a penis, so I don't know if I should even weigh in.
So I have a dick for a nose, but then I also have a nose for a dick at the same time. So
It's either
Oh.
your nose, you have a nose instead of a dick, or you have a dick instead of a nose.
Oh.
I have a dick nose.
Yeah, 100%.
I can still use it. Does it still get hard?
That would be bad. I mean, for 2 years during COVID, you'd actually be happy to wear a mask.
You just walking around like this, like a rhino.
Take your mask off already, Lib. It's like, I'm not. I have a penis. Never mind.
I have a penis nose. All right. Sorry. Don't want to show you my penis. All right. Well, Nick's sister's having a baby. So Nick's leaving.
Yeah, he's like.
Nick's leaving.
I gotta
What
go,
hospital?
guys. My sister's giving birth. She's headed to the hospital. I gotta get to the hospital.
All right. Well, Nick, we'll see you
You
later.
have a fun-filled
Meredith,
night,
thanks for
sir.
joining us. Hopefully, we'll have you on again, Meredith, to answer some more crazy questions.
I think we have to. I feel like we let our audience down. We didn't go for the gusto with these questions. We're gonna have to get weirder.
Yeah, I have to get weirder. Definitely.
More embarrassing.
Oh,
Nick,
All right, Nick, good luck to you.
Dick nose?
Nick, good luck to your sister.
Absolutely. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Vanessa.
And
we're
we'll see
gonna
you guys
find
later.
out a little boy or girl. We
I
don't
think
know.
I just about does it for the show.
A FIBO.
We will. I'm just
You
gonna
got hurt my
Nick.
fucking knee when I fell.
He literally flew. And he told me I should put my couch the other way. You would have went out the window.
Wow.
You both would have been in the hospital then. That would have been great.
Yeah, it would have been like
Like Joey.
Friends episode.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm okay. All right, I gotta go, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Bye,
Later.
thanks for having me.
Bye. Take care, Meredith. We'll see you again soon. And I think that about does it. That wraps it up.
I mean, listen, we've laughed, we've cried, and somebody's having a baby. It doesn't get better than that.
And we cried again.
That's right.
It's like the sign. Oh, you don't want Seinfeld. Never mind. I won't say it. All right. Thank you for tuning in again. Episode.
Thank you
70.
for coming on there, Rook. We
Yeah, no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. We'll hopefully see you back for episode 71. Peace.
I hope so.